Crime and Punishment, written by Shobha Vardhan, published in the year 2018. The baby fell down and was about to start wailing. Mother hugged him and pretended to strike the ground, which was ostensibly the culprit for hurting him. The child stopped wailing, content that the guilty had been punished. The child had got hurt, but somehow he felt better. Perhaps this idea of crime and punishment appeals to us even as we grow up. A sense of injustice leaves us fuming. We expect justice to take the side of the victim and stretch her arms out to punish the perpetrator for wrongdoing, irrespective of his standing in life. And many times, justice takes so long that the delay renders her worthless. And often, justice, tempted by worldly riches, forgets as to who she should be siding with. The need for justice to prevail is also important for another reason. The punitive steps taken act as deterrent for other wrongdoers, thereby stopping people from crime. Whether it is a classroom, society, or a country, principles of justice play important roles on two counts: compensating the victim in whatever way possible and stopping the perpetuation of crime. And punishment is an important tool used by justice towards this end. In a classroom, a teacher has to be fair and unbiased in her treatment of students, firstly, to enable students to inculcate this sense of fair play and justice, and secondly, to establish and enforce rules and discipline. And again, punishment is the only tool available to her to ensure that someone who has disobeyed rules will learn his lessons and fall in line. If a rebel is not punished, someone who has followed rules would break it too the next time around. Now, given this scenario, what is the modern teacher equipped with to enforce discipline? As under the Right to Education Act, every punitive tool available is termed as corporal punishment. The teacher's hands are tied. This is not to say that the teacher has the liberty to use abusive language or hurt the child physically, only that some liberty ought to be granted for corrective actions. Earlier, disciplining of the child by the teacher was not questioned, as the teacher was trusted as a well wisher and could adopt her own ways. But today, all the actions of the teacher are scanned and criticized even in the presence of the child by the parents. The position of the teacher is precarious. The teacher will be at the receiving end even if she scolds the child, as both the management and parents will act severely against the teacher in case the child does harm to himself or herself. Why would she then feel motivated to bring about corrective behavior in students? Who is to blame for raising kids not to be learnt enough to take criticism or scolding or having no courage to face failure. And the fallout of sparing the rod can be already seen percolating into the society in the form of unruly, rebellious, and unprincipled youngsters. Youngsters don't want to be made accountable for their actions, nor are amenable to correction by elders, which in fact is leading them astray. Parents and teachers need to sit up and take notice of the symptoms of the disease of decadent values of today's youth staring at us in the eye. Each of us needs to play our role to strengthen the value system among youth and place it as a priority above the expectations of academic achievement. Thank you for listening.